Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? So this was interesting that Maddie was bringing up Jake Haener, and there's been a lot of conversation about Haener, and with good reason. He's a rookie. He's a quarterback. There's always going to be more interest there, and he apparently is playing pretty well. So you can understand why there's going to be attention given Jake Haener. Look, last night, if you watched the Hall of Fame game last night, we saw Dorian Thompson-Robinson, DTR, lead a comeback for the Cleveland Browns. It looked really good. I get it. Quarterbacks are always going to be of interest. But I saw this today, and there's this. I think this was Florio who had this earlier today. It was this legitimate question about how many teams are going to carry a third quarterback this year. And it's a legit question now because the NFL has brought back the emergency quarterback rule. And so, from the Saints' perspective, we're going to have this conversation about Jake Haener. So the new rule permits a third quarterback to dress for games, but it requires you to keep a third quarterback on the roster. So last year, only 12 teams, that's per the NFL, had three quarterbacks on the 53-man roster. Only 12. Means 20 teams did not carry a third quarterback. 20. So the question becomes, if you are a GM or a head coach or you're making this decision, do you give up a roster spot? So meaning you can have that third quarterback on the ready on game day if you need them. But they're still going to count against your 53. You could just have an emergency quarterback that's not going to count against your actives on game day. But the question that most GMs are going to have is it worth giving up the roster spot on the 53 to carry a third quarterback for an emergency situation, being that if you get to a point where you're in a game playing your emergency quarterback, you're probably screwed anyway. So how do you measure that? Now, Jake Haener has played really well, and it's almost like he's played too well, because the feeling, if he keeps going at this rate, and especially if he plays well in his preseason opportunities, then he's going to be on everybody's radar. And then there's no shot of stashing him on the practice squad. Because if you're on a practice squad, of course, you could be signed at any point by another team to their active roster. So is there another team that would be willing to carry a third quarterback to keep Jake Haener on the active roster is the question. This is probably a moot point because he's going to make the team. He's going to make the 53. I mean, the Saints used a fourth-round pick on him. He's going to make the team. But it's at least a question worth having, because it's not just one being had in New Orleans, but in particular this year by every team in the NFL because of the emergency quarterback rule. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.